Hi, I'm Lloyd,
And I'm Jeremy.
and you're watching Broadsheet, the business of news.
Last time on Broadsheet, we talked about what it takes to start a digital ad agency inside your newspaper. This time we're going to be talking about some of the advantages, some of the challenges, and some of the serious problems that can arise in this model.
You know, like we said before, starting a digital ad agency can be like starting a startup. And I think this is a really good way to think about it if you're thinking about building a digital ad agency.
So we're going to hear from a few different groups. We've got the LA Times, we have Digital First Media, we've got AdTaxi, Shaw Media, and Cedar Rapids Gazette.
You know, the real advantage is that you're just able to be a lot more nimble than you would be as part of a much bigger organization. I mean, we function as a startup because it's a smaller group of people. We're able to stay nimble. We're able to communicate, I think, in many ways more effectively, and we're able to kind of keep pace.
We are creating somewhat of a one-stop shop for advertisers to be able to buy all their media, whether it be print or digital. I mean, we're selling TV now. We're selling video pre-roll solutions as well. We're selling ad mail. It's all about finding the audiences and finding out ways to message to them. And I think newspapers are really well positioned to be the trusted advisor for people's media needs. One of the great advantages we still have as a medium is that we, for the most part, have direct client relationships. Unlike broadcast, we deal mainly directly with customers at the local level. And with that relationship, you have that opportunity to become their trusted advisor. And if we focus just on our traditional newspaper product, and it's just not enough to become that trusted advisor in the marketplace. But if we can offer a full spectrum of media solutions and audience targeting solutions, you've got the client's interest. Yeah, and when it comes to things like direct mail, to a certain degree our TMC program, and certainly digital reach extension, we're no longer limited geographically to the greater LA area anymore either. We can go anywhere in the country and offer solutions for advertisers.
You know, it's interesting, we're trying to position ourselves not necessarily as a newspaper company anymore, which I'm sure is a common theme that you've heard from pretty much everybody you've talked to. And so it's really about selling media and selling solutions to the local advertisers and helping them understand the needs of their businesses in terms of advertising and messaging in this ever-changing, evolving media mix that they're involved in. Because of our relationship with AdTaxi and Yahoo and Google, and because we're an integral part with other media, we can offer the clients a complete sort of agency-like solution. So we're not just giving you one thing. We're giving you advice on all kinds of ways to reach the market in print, digitally, socially, through email. And so the bundle has really become more of an agency approach for us. It's one of our biggest challenges because we have a lot of still very dedicated, knowledgeable media executives and sales executives in our organization. But the whole learning curve of the digital space has been a challenge for me in my role as we try to train individual reps on how to sell digital, but not necessarily digital specific, but how to incorporate that into the audience that we sell.
I will say that I think sometimes the companies that you see say they have an agency and then a year and a half later they've closed it, and I just don't, in my mind, wonder if that's more of the fad du jour when it really comes down to maintaining relationships with businesses and really being able to monetize solutions, leveraging our relationships and our brand, and moving away from relying solely on our just selling ads around our audience in print and online. I think for the agency idea to work, that you need to have commitment at the top levels of the company to give it time to work. What you're really talking about, from our perspective, is new business, is getting new sources of revenue from new solutions. And in order to do that, that takes time. That takes a lot of training, it takes a lot of support, and it's something that you're just going to have to invest in. I know for us that we're looking for short-term results, but we're also patient with making sure that we need to get the long-term results.
So we were able to build a really small team of people that were really dedicated to building this agency, the digital marketing part of the agency. And we really dug in and we went to conferences and we did a lot of learning ourselves, and we put together some packages that would help the reps help businesses understand why this was needed. Because our biggest challenge out of the gate was having businesses really understand that they even need digital marketing. That not only do they not understand how digital marketing works, but they certainly don't understand how they would have a need for that. So that was really our biggest challenge, getting the business off the ground. Another challenge that we have is just facing part of the politics that go with working within an existing organization and trying to develop something new. There's always a bit of a threat of what are we disrupting by trying to create something new.
As you've heard from everybody, one of the big challenges about starting a new business inside an old one is that you have some internal political considerations. Who's going to get new products? Who has to sell it? What does the whole model really look like?
That's why some folks have decided to create completely separate companies, which isn't exactly wrong if you can afford it.
That's true. One of the things, talking about affording things, is that you want to capitalize any new business appropriately. So as you look at investing in a digital ad agency, you want to make sure that you are spending enough money to see some success.
Yeah, we like to say that startups should embrace failure, and they absolutely should. But the problem with that is you don't want to start with failure. And if you start with not spending enough money and not looking at the whole problem, you're going to embrace failure way too soon.
Yeah, or investing in the right people.
That's
so
true.
whoever you have to come in and run your agency, you want to make sure that this isn't their first rodeo.
That's right. And speaking of which, there's a lot of stuff out there on this already. I mean, if I was a newspaper going to start a digital ad agency today, I mean, the first thing that I would do, like Arlia Hoffman and Matt Miller did, aside from a lot of research about how it's been done, I would actually look at specific examples, and I would talk to newspapers of my size to see how to actually do it.
And copy.
And copy.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? There's no shame in that.
Nope, none at all. Next time on Broadsheet, we're going to be talking about some of the advantages for partnering to bring in outside expertise for your digital agency. This can help you speed up some of the things that you'd like to do, and also help you bring in some of the software and capabilities that you don't necessarily have the ability to create in-house. So thanks so much for watching Broadsheet. Make sure you sign up at broadsheet.org for our email list. It's how you'll find out about new episodes. Again, thanks.